It's been over 6 months since my Madden 20 review, and the game has changed a lot since then. Is it any better? Nope, it still sucks, and I'm going to tell you everything wrong with Madden 20 right here, right now. First, let's talk about the gameplay. Now that the game has been out for a while, we have a meta, stretch run plays. Now, in the official Madden 20 Club Championship, we saw players win with very few plays, most specifically stretch runs. Here's my issue with this: a football video game should not have a meta play, or a money play that can't be stopped. In the NFL, teams can't run a single play over and over every week because there are defensive schemes to stop these plays. In Madden, the players running the same plays over and over and over are doing so to exploit a broken game. The player on defense cannot stop these cheese plays regardless of the defensive scheme or play they run. The play is taking advantage of poorly programmed defender AI, and it can't really be stopped. If you play Madden Online, no one passes the ball because they don't have to. This is incredibly unrealistic and shows just how broken this game is. A football video game should portray real football, meaning real football strategy should work. There should be a ton of different and varying schemes being used online, some run heavy, some pass heavy, etc. Your player rating should dictate what scheme you run. Football video games should not have a meta play. That's not how sports work. If a play cannot be stopped using the defensive formation and play that would stop it in real life, that means the game is poorly programmed. I don't blame users for spamming this play as they are just trying to win. I blame the game for allowing this to happen. So, with such a huge problem highlighted during Madden tournaments, you would think EA would focus on fixing this and making the game balanced, right? Instead, Madden adds the Migos to the game in the all-new Superstar KO mode. This is a game mode that has a brand new stadium, rule set, a drafting system, new teams with new uniforms, a new announcer, and celebrity players that costed who knows how much to put into the game. When the rest of the game is broken, this is what EA chooses to spend their precious resources on. You know how the developers are always throwing around the excuse that they have no resources to improve gameplay, franchise mode, or even put mouth guards back into the game? Well, this is why. They spend their entire budget on putting the Migos into the game. Who asked for this? There are other exploits such as the play Why Shallow Cross. This has been my go-to play in connected franchise for a long time. Against an all-Madden CPU, throwing the ball to the middle in route is always a completion. This play destroyed the CPU in Madden 19 and still does in Madden 20. There are certain plays the CPU simply cannot defend, and as a user with 11 players on defense and only one available to be usered at once, these plays are very difficult to stop no matter what play you run on defense. The meta problem is only touching the issues in gameplay. If you take a quarterback, any quarterback, and run with the football and get tackled past the line of scrimmage, you will fumble almost every time. Lamar Jackson, a quarterback who is famous for having the speed of a receiver and ran for over 1,000 yards this season, fumbles on contact. Behind the line of scrimmage, very few fumbles, but go past the line of scrimmage and you have to slide or else you will turn the ball over. This is incredibly unrealistic. Even if your player's carry rating is a 99, higher than your running back, you will still fumble on contact, and no other position will fumble as frequently as a quarterback either. In real football, a quarterback slides to avoid injury, not to avoid fumbling. In 2019, Lamar Jackson rushed 176 times. He fumbled only 8 times. In Madden 20, I dare you to run with a quarterback in practice mode 176 times and record how many times you fumble. It is out of control. Oh god, don't even get me started on X factors. In my Madden 20 review, I actually liked the idea, as this solved the issue of every player feeling the same. Now good players are good and average players are average, right? Well, I was wrong. X factors are the cheesiest, most unrealistic thing in this game. All they do is showcase how poorly made this game is, and how instead of fixing the core issues with the game, EA keeps hiding the issues behind flashy features that 12-year-olds eat up. How on earth is it realistic that after completing a certain number of passes, you can now throw the ball 80 yards, or you can't be intercepted on one play? If anything, your arm would be tired, making you worse. Quarterbacks' arms don't get charged up. How is it realistic that after breaking up 2 passes, your middle linebacker is now superpowered? Players don't get charged up in real life. That doesn't make sense. It's a cheap way of copying the on-fire mechanic in NBA Jam or 2K. Breaking up passes or throwing completions is not even close to making consecutive shots in basketball. You don't get hot breaking up passes, you get tired. This feature exists for two reasons. Number one, to give Madden 20 a new feature to differentiate it from Madden 19 and trick people into buying the game. And number two, to hide the fact that their game is so poorly programmed that they can't even make players play differently than one another. Instead of making Lamar Jackson better, they made everyone else worse, giving Lamar an exclusive ability that allows him to move at a normal speed behind the line of scrimmage, where every other quarterback in the game, regardless of speed, is a sloth behind the line and instantly turns it up a gear once they pass the line of scrimmage, making running with the quarterback incredibly difficult, as a 300-pound defensive tackle will almost always tackle you from behind because you won't be able to cross the line of scrimmage in time. The X Factor system exists to hide the fact that they can't program NFL players to play like NFL players, and instead have to resort to stealing unrealistic charge-up tactics from arcade games. The game is incredibly scripted. Your right tackle will get caught in an animation as soon as the ball is snapped where he gives up a sack. There is no fight between the tackle and the pass rusher. Instead, the game decides before the snap that the defender is going to beat your tackle, and the game triggers a singular animation that you'll see countless times over and over.
You take a look at what happens here. You've got a pitch play out to the halfback, but the only thing that really matters is the animation for the sack right here. And the game is going to do whatever it has to in order to accommodate that animation playing out, thus the scripting of this play. So even though the ball has clearly left the quarterback's hands, even though by all accounts it should be going out to the running back or halfback to pick up positive yards, the defensive sack animation has to bring that ball back in so that the quarterback can get sacked and actually lose yards. And to me, that really is, in a nutshell, the problem of having a game so dependent on animations. You lose user control. In some cases, you lose user skill. In this case, you lose a user opportunity to score a touchdown simply because the most important thing is what the game wants to register as the play's end result, as opposed to what the user can do to impact that.
Field goal blocks are the same way. Nothing in this game plays like real football. And before you say, oh, it's just a football game, what do you expect? They can't make it realistic, it's a video game. Go watch my All Pro Football 2K8 video, it's been done before, in 2007. Yeah, football video games actually had realistic gameplay before that isn't a bunch of scripted canned animations. Those games just weren't made by EA. The big new game mode, Face of the Franchise, is awful. You literally cannot name your player anything normal. My last name doesn't work. Barely any do. Want to create an upcoming college player? Too bad. The only last names you can use are basic ones like Smith or Johnson, just so the announcer can say their last name. The acting is awful. Regardless of what voice you choose, it sounds super cheesy. The graphics look terrible. You can actually sculpt a face, which is nice, but the rest of the game still uses the exact same generic presets that have been in the game for years.
We had it's the same faces! Skin, face, six! They get 2 more faces! You made $800 million! And you gave the same faces! We even made an angry rant on it and told you how pathetic it is! 6 faces! Go back, Joe, make me darker.
This is mine. That's your skin tone, Joe?
It's 4 faces! The same 4 faces!
Nice, Madden. Add a feature we want, but only put it in one game mode that no one will play more than once. You can't choose a jersey number, you're forced to use 7. You can't skip the awful cutscenes, and after your 2 college games, you're drafted and then the story ends. You just play through an NFL season over and over in the most bare bones franchise mode of all time. There's no online aspect, there's nothing to do at all. Great career mode, Madden. I would honestly take Long Shot over this, and Long Shot was bad. Franchise mode sucks. Madden 03, Madden 05, Madden 08, Madden 12, it doesn't matter, pretty much any Madden before Madden 13 had a better franchise mode than this, and since Madden 13 they have barely updated the mode at all. There's still no training camp, no contract holdouts, no offensive, defensive, and special teams coordinators to hire, no college all-star game, no creative team, no rookie workouts, no scouting combine, no position battles, no historic teams, no team and player records, no stadium customization, no creative play, no true morale system, no front-loading or back-loading contracts, no signing free agents mid-season to a customized contract, no Tony Bruno show-type presentation, no playoff stat tracking, and a whole lot more is missing.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
And guess what? All those features I just mentioned used to be in Madden games. EA hasn't touched franchise mode in a decade, and this is after removing all the features that once made it a good mode. Now it's just play now with a schedule. Relocation teams are the exact same they were in Madden 25, a game from 7 years ago. 7 years, and they haven't bothered to even update the teams or give us a single new option. What they should do is add a create a team creation suite, which they used to have and which they can do. No, the NFL is not telling EA they can't do that. I've debunked this numerous times. If you don't believe me, go look at my Rex Dixon interview in my Fall of the Madden series video. But why should we expect EA to do anything players actually want? All they care about is adding shallow garbage to advertise to make the game appear to be different than the year before. That, and spamming you with Ultimate Team ads so you can get sucked into that and start giving EA more money than you already wasted on the game. Referees were removed from the game for no reason at all. The NFL 100 patch stays on the jersey years and years after the 100th season. Mouth guards are still not in the game. Mouth guards, just a piece of plastic in your mouth. It's not in the game. There is still no team column in player stats, something that was in every Madden game pre-Madden 13, and something on the back of every trading card since the 1940s. Players don't even look right in Madden. Look at this picture of Lamar Jackson. Notice the size of his shoulder pads. Now look at him in Madden. How is that acceptable? Long snappers are in the game listed as tight ends, and they are in the low 40s. They are always cut and have zero use in the game. Why can't they add an actual long snapper position? They are not tight ends. Flea flickers aren't in the game despite being ran often in the NFL this season. Flea flickers were in NFL 2K5. Player awareness does not exist. Hit an open receiver on an improvised play, watch as it hits their body and they don't even attempt to catch it. Someone fumbles the ball, watch all your players get stuck in animations and not even attempt to reach down and grab it. Glitches and bugs are everywhere. After a play, your players will stand still and shake side to side as if they were having an exorcism. This was also an issue in Madden 19, but I guess fixing bugs isn't something EA likes to do. Glitches are everywhere in this game because hiring a quality control department is too difficult, or maybe the fact that they are using broken Madden 13 code to program the game doesn't end well. Maybe they should actually rebuild the game with a solid foundation instead of putting band-aids on it every year, especially when these band-aids don't even stop the bleeding, they just look cool to 12-year-olds. Presentation is awful. After hearing Charles Davis say something stupid about a derriere dip for the 1000th time, I turned them off. While 2K has a rotation of color commentators and a great sounding Kevin Harlan, EA trots out these two dudes using the same lines they had in Madden 17. Oh god, do not get me started on Ultimate Team. I guess I have to talk about it because Ultimate Team is one of the biggest reasons why Madden sucks. You play Ultimate Team against the CPU, build up a team, and then you can play online. But oh wait, the game matches you against someone with a 99 overall team, and this player runs the same meta play over and over and over because he has the best cards, all his players are faster than yours, and you have no chance against them. So you have to spend real money to buy card packs to improve your team, because it gets to a point where you can't realistically grind your way to a good team unless you want to be playing for hours a day against the CPU in Ultimate Team. So how much does it cost to get a good player? Roughly 15 to 20 bucks worth of packs until you maybe get one, just one. But if you want to guarantee that you will get a good card, it can cost up to $100. For anyone who isn't brain dead, this game mode clearly exists to make money off of you because without spending money you are either overmatched online or you need to set aside your life and spend every single hour of every single day grinding away. And guess what? At the end of the year it all resets. Your progress does not carry over to the next Madden game. The game is straight up gambling with real money, except the reward is much worse than traditional gambling. Instead of potentially getting your money back, you get a virtual trading card that is useless in 1 year. So why is this mode popular? Because kids love the sweet feeling of gambling, especially when they use their parents' credit card and their brains aren't developed enough to understand the importance and value of money. To them, Ultimate Team is amazing because they bought a 99 overall team and now they can smoke anyone online running stretch plays. These are the kids with Fortnite profile pics who go in my comment sections dropping F-bombs and telling me how stupid I am and how franchise mode is for losers and Ultimate Team is where it's at. And these are the people EA target because EA knows that manipulating children is the easiest way to make money. They do it in all their other games too. This is why EA spends all their resources adding freaking Quavo and DJ Khaled to the game instead of fixing the core issues. They need to keep the children coming because children can't control themselves when introduced to gambling at a young age. If this slimy strategy was more well known, and the average person found out that Madden wasn't a fun football game where you throw a ball around, but instead was a virtual trading card gambling machine that belongs in Las Vegas advertised to children, maybe the NFL wouldn't be so keen to work exclusively with EA. But the truth is that the NFL knows all about this strategy, and they love it. Just like they kept the dangers of concussions under wraps for years, the NFL and EA do not care about morals. They don't care about what is right or what is wrong. They care about making as much money as possible by manipulating children. Think about that before buying your kids the latest sports games at Christmas time, parents. So why does EA keep getting away with this? Why do people keep buying the game every year? It doesn't take a genius to see how poorly made it all is and to look past the marketing stunts that EA pretends are new features. The only people you'll actually see defending Madden are kids who don't know any better, or the game's own developers. Everyone else will admit that the game sucks, but they buy it anyway because it's the only football game out there. What can we even do? I can make the same video over and over, but what is actually going to happen? Let's say Madden 21 also sucks, which is very likely. Let's say I drop a critical review when that time comes, calling out Madden 21 for being bad. Then what? Am I going to have to do that every single year the rest of my life? Why doesn't the NFL open up their exclusive license? In 2004, Madden and 2K both made amazing football games. The next year, EA signed an exclusive rights agreement with the NFL, and the games just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Competition is good, and seemingly the only thing that can force EA to make a good game. And that's why EA is so opposed to competition and keeps signing these deals. They don't want to work hard. They don't want to make a great game. They don't care about football, they care about profit. The corporate suits in charge of EA probably don't even watch football. They are too busy riding their yachts that millions of 12-year-olds paid for with their parents' credit cards from buying Ultimate Team card packs while being introduced to gambling at a young age. EA Sports has ruined football video games. Madden has driven me to drink, and now my wife is leaving me because I've become a violent alcoholic. And that is everything wrong with Madden 20.